Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're talking the documentary. That's right, the Markles. They went on Australian TV. I was pausing because I can't remember the name. Was it News 7? I don't know. I'll put the link where I found the interview. I'll put it in the comments here so you can watch it if you want. I just thought we could talk through it. I actually took notes. I was so excited to watch it. I'm going to tell you my honest thoughts, and a lot of you seemingly had the same thoughts in the comments. So let's jump right on in and talk about it. So, thank you again to everybody who made me aware that this interview was happening, who sent me the links. I so sincerely appreciate that. I was able to watch it. I had actually broken down and reacted to the trailer, but then yeah, they weren't into that. The people I guess the Australian TV was like, no, so I guess they're pulling trailers. I don't know why. I think that's silly because isn't that just a promotion for their own show? That's beside the point. But anyway, okay. So we're going to just look at some images here and we're going to talk through what happened, but I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to make something out of this. There really wasn't anything there. I don't want to be negative through this thing, so I will tell you it did very much humanize Thomas Markle Sr. And I know we all know he's a human, but as many of you have pointed out, not everybody has kept up with the story like we have. They don't know. They just kind of take things at face value, so you don't know what she did to the Markles. And honestly, I've kind of changed my tune too. At first, I might have been a little harsh on them because I thought, well, they're out there selling the story too. But now I have a clearer understanding of, they didn't have a choice. Like she was out there saying all these things, the People magazine article and stuff. Thomas was just trying to get his side out there. So I do have more compassion for them now. And I'll tell you, it was heartbreaking seeing this interview. Her dad, he just seems to be struggling so much with with the stroke that he had. He's got the effects of the stroke, and it's painful. I mean, it's hard to see. It's heartbreaking, right? The other thing I just want to put out there is that Samantha came off. I mean, I may have been a little unfair at the beginning. I thought, well, they're kind of doing what Meghan did, selling stories, but I have changed my tune somewhat on that. I feel like, they're trying to get their side out there, right? They're doing what Meghan did, but not in a sinister way that Meghan did it, if that makes any sense at all. But I thought Samantha came off great in this. She had a lot of zingers back that I thought I actually really enjoyed watching her in this interview. I don't know. I don't think I'm not passing judgment on him, but I just don't think the brother, was it Thomas Markle Jr. I don't know that he added anything too much to this documentary, but hey, he's out there telling the truth about Meghan, so I'm not gonna talk bad about any of them. I guess I'm disappointed overall in the documentary. I wanted it to be a bombshell. I wanted it to be these truths that we haven't heard. I wanted it to, I don't know, shed further light on what the heck happened. What's Meghan's problem? That kind of thing. And it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, we got to see a lot of old photos like this, and I'm hesitating because I really don't even know what to say. I guess the positive of this thing is it does absolutely back up their side of the story, which is it just happened out of the blue. There was no rhyme or reason to it. She just ghosted basically and treated them terribly and just left. And so, just thinking about it, since that truly seems to be what happened, there aren't any explanations. There aren't any bombshells. There aren't any, this is the catalyst, because she just ghosted them, it sounded like. So in that sense, while I'm sitting here saying, yeah, it was boring, there was really nothing, I don't know if boring's a word, there was just nothing groundbreaking to this interview. I guess there wouldn't be if she just took, if somebody just took off in your life, all you could do is say, what happened without any answers. And that's basically what I feel like we got here. I felt truly awful for Thomas. They had to put subtitles on because he was having difficulty speaking. He asked some heartbreaking questions about, is it worth it? Everything that's gone on, and talks about not being able to see his grandkids and how hard that was. Let's see. I became a bigger fan of Samantha in this interview because I don't know, she just kind of was zinging Meghan and in a really intelligent way, and I really enjoyed it. She says that basically, I mean, it's what we all know, that what Meghan was telling the royal family doesn't match with what actually happened. So of course she had to ghost all them, right? Talk about Meghan, to make her story make sense. Samantha goes on to say that Meghan had to inflate who she was, and that it's all about self-glorification with Meghan. And one of my favorite lines, she'd still be a waitress if it wasn't for Dad. I would say one of the better points that the Markles made during this was that they just want an apology, and they say that they don't want it in public. It can happen in private. And the interview pointed out, that's funny because that's exactly what Harold and Fraud here say they're waiting for from the royal family. And Samantha points out, yeah, who are the gold diggers here? Because they're, everything we know, using their titles, they're trying to sell books and shows and podcasts and everything in between, right? So who are the gold diggers for, in this situation? So again, I gotta say, Samantha, I thought did a great job in this thing. I don't know. Here's my true thoughts. I watched it. I really wanted to like it. Again, my standout stars, Samantha. Thomas did a great job. I think the interviewer just didn't know what to do with this, and I feel like there were more questions that could have been asked. Like, tell us more, like maybe run through Meghan's recollection of things in childhood versus their truth of what happened in childhood. Things like that. I think they could have gone a little deeper with this. It just seemed, again, not on the Markles' part, it just seemed like a superficial interview from the people that hosted it. They could have done a little more homework and maybe dug a little deeper, and we could have gotten more of an understanding of things. Instead, we were left with mostly what we already knew, right? But again, I got to give you all credit because I wish I had your name in front of me. I don't, but somebody put in the comments, yes, for us, it seemed like, nothing exciting and not a great interview, like the feeling that we had. But for a lot of people that just don't know all the stuff we know now, right? That just haven't done the homework. They just take things at face value or whatever the media is selling them at the time. If they watch this, they might get more of an understanding of, well, the hell she's put the Markles through, and, the sadness of Thomas and Samantha. So, I don't know. I guess, that's an excellent point. I'm digesting all of it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I want to make this more fun. Tell me how. I can't think of it. I'll sit down with them and interview them. How about that? I'd like to have tea with Samantha and talk about what really happened. I want to know all the juicy details behind the scenes. And I don't know. Maybe I'd like to deep dive what Meghan was putting out about her childhood versus what actually happened in her childhood. And I want to know more about Doria. Why is Meghan, well, you know why Meghan's clinging on to Doria, but where was Doria? I want to know what Tom Bauer has to say about it. I want to know all that. Anyway, guys, thank you as always for being here. I keep talking about it, but I'm so excited. This is Coronation Week, so we are headed to jolly old England, and we could not be more excited. I'm taking my favorite co-host with me, and we'll be reporting from coronation. So the first couple of days of the week, business as usual, lots of videos out, as scheduled. And then second part of the week, I don't know, we're going to try to put out as much content from England and coronation as we possibly can. We're just so excited about it. Can't wait. As always, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it, and we hope you have the best day. Definitely check out merch. Recollections may vary. Make it make sense. And check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where we do more deep dives and take a look at interviews she's given, stuff like that. So definitely check that out. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Have the best day. Bye-bye.